Number one, my theme this year is self-trust. Self-trust is a big one for me this year. Self-trust. Because the thing that I see so much, well, I mean, you guys don't really know much about me, but I turned 30 last year, May 2025. What? May 25. Yeah, in 2025, I turned 30. So, I decided to reinvent my life, right? And cut the bullshit and just like, just check myself, cut it, quit it, because I just, okay, I really wasn't living at my highest potential. You know what I mean? Like, no, not at all. Sometimes you just gotta be honest. And I really, really wasn't. So I just knew that a lot of me had to die. I knew that I had to break the habit of being myself because who I was being did not bring me fulfillment. Okay, I just found myself living on repeat. My life just seemed to there was just a pattern in my life. It just like, yeah, like it didn't even matter like whether it just was different bodies, but same lessons repeating. Same experiences, maybe just a different body, but same experiences. And I was like, okay, if you go another decade with this identity, you're gonna live the same life. And I was like, I just cannot live the same life. Like I just knew that I just can't do it. And I was ready. You know, um, there's just no better time. You know what I mean? It's a new decade, a clean slate, and this time around I know better, and I have more clarity. I know what I don't want, which gives me more clarity on what I do want. And I know what doesn't work for me, and it's a matter of me taking time to really reflect and just see my cycles, see the patterns that repeated and why. I just needed to get honest. I really needed to get self-aware and really tap into self-honesty and just cut the bullshit, honestly. That's just really it. And, um, okay, I don't know. I don't know. I really forgot the point of this. What was I talking about? I don't remember. I don't remember what I was talking about. But, I'm not gonna cancel this because I would cancel this and start again. So I look right and sound right. But I'm not, because it's actually quite a normal thing for me to forget what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I do forget my point. Like if you actually ask anybody who is close to me, they will tell you. That's actually a thing that I do. Like, what was I talking about? What was my point? So I'm just gonna allow myself to be me, and that's just a real moment. Okay. But yeah, that's really, well, at least you know something about me now, right? That's the good part. Yeah, so uh I what was my point though? Like, why was I talking about all of that? But I know there was a point. It was about this year, right? And self-trust, yes, self-trust, right? So I, as I observed, just reflecting on the girl I used to be, the identity I carried, and when I really observed myself, I saw how the main thing about me on my journey is I just lacked self-trust. My 20s era. My 20s era was just, I lacked self-trust because I do see how much I did know, you know? I knew. I knew a lot of things, but I just didn't trust myself enough to know. Like I didn't believe myself. I didn't believe in me. I didn't believe me. So then when I decided to cut the bullshit and decided to reinvent myself and go on the journey of breaking the habit of being myself, like there were two things that I prayed for. Two things at that time. And at that time, I didn't even actually understand that I was actually praying for trust. You know, the two things that I said were, the two things that I said were, I desire a relationship with my intuition. Like I want to have a relationship with my intuition. I want to, and at that time, I didn't necessarily say I wanted to trust myself. As I was on the journey, I got to understand that actually what I was saying was I desire to truly trust myself, right? And discernment. You know, I just felt like I desired insane discernment, you know? And the thing about discernment that I got to learn is that when you're not ready to face the truth, to be honest, you're not gonna be discerning. And it's not because you don't have discernment. You're just not ready to face your truth. But when you're ready to cut the bullshit and face the truth and just get real and check yourself, like when you are ready to just have that relationship and with yourself and just really start living in your truth and like really just wanting to live in and live on purpose, like you just are ready. Like you don't discerning is like it becomes second nature because you're ready. You know what I mean? Okay, I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah, but I'm just gonna be here with myself. Yeah. I don't know what I was like. I just hope I make sense. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, that's just pretty much it. Those are the two things that were major for me because I really could tell that I just knew, man. You know? Like when I look back at the girl I used to be in my journey in my 20s, like my 20s era, like I really knew, man. I just lacked self trust, you know? I just didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe myself. So that was major for me. That's why, oh, I was talking about the theme for 2026, self trust. So that's what I was talking about. That was the point. That's the point of everything that I just talked about right now. Okay. Self trust. Okay. My 30th era, self trust is important. Okay. Having a relationship with my intuition is major. I want to be guided by me. So to be guided by me, I need to trust myself, you know? So I knew that I needed to come home to myself. I need to reconnect, remember self and be led by self. You know what I mean? And yeah, so that's the theme. Then the word for this year is being audacious. Audacious, not being audacious. Well, it is about being, but audacious. I hope I'm saying that right. That's major for me. It's time for me to really, really be that. Like now, you know? I don't have a choice, honestly, because I just can't go back to being my old self because I didn't like the results of my own life, my old life. I can't, you know? So I'm gonna listen. I don't even care how this looks or this sounds. I just need to overcome myself. Okay. Because I cannot afford to go back to that old life. I'm not having it with myself. So yeah. But anyway,